Good morning, YouTube. Today, we're going to infiltrate the Ferrari Club of America with my Lamborghini.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is my garage, and this is my Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. And if you didn't know, we just bought this because, well, we're going to do some work on it, and then we're going to flip it, and hopefully make some money on it, but, you know, mostly we just want to play with it. Today, we're going to go drive with the Ferrari Club of America because they're going on a little lunch drive and it's a couple hours long, and I actually just wanted to see how is the Superleggera out on a longer drive, because I've done it in Ferrari F430s, 599s, 458s, and a couple other cars, and so far it's been pretty pleasant, but this is a pretty harsh ride, so I'm a little concerned for my butt. I think I'm going to be a little bit sore after this, but we're going to find out how that goes. I guess the question that we're trying to answer is the Superleggera decent enough to go on a longer drive? Well, we're going to find out today. It just happens to be that the Ferrari Club of America was doing the next closest event that was a longer drive, so I'm still a Ferrari Club member, so yeah, we're bringing a Lamborghini. It's hard to see, but yeah, we got a long line of Ferraris coming. Looks like about 15 maybe, not too bad. And then I'm the turd in the punch bowl in the Lamborghini. Should be fine. Already just the drive over, a little stiff. We're a few minutes in and on a pretty rough road. You definitely are not totally comfortable in this car. It bounces around a bit, and you gotta be on your toes because it sometimes kind of like bounces the car around quite a bit. I was actually joking with everyone that on the way down here when I was crossing an overpass, I'm pretty sure I caught air. But I think some of that is, of course, because this car has been lowered. A lot of people are saying, oh, like the Super Gs are not that stiff. And I'm like, well, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty stiff either way. All right, let's... Yeah, all right. Woohoo! Oh, yeah! I love that. Oh man. Yeah, this car's so fun. I'm gonna really be sad to see it sell. It's just a blast. So I know you're like thinking to yourself, oh Dan, all you're doing is complaining about how uncomfortable it is and how much road noise there is and things like that, but that's kind of the point of this car. Is it's raw. This is not meant to be the comfortable supercar. This is meant to be the race car supercar. Like, it's the stripped down, no sound deadening, harsh ride, tight suspension, but fun supercar. And it is every bit of that fun. I mean, it is a blast. This car is just an absolute blast. The problem is people are going to get this car and think, oh, you know, it's harsh and oh, it's annoying. But it's supposed to be, so you got to set your expectations right. So long as your expectations are correct with this car, you will love it. But once you get past all of that stuff and you just start to drive and enjoy the drive, it is astounding. I mean, it is a absolutely amazing car. It is super fun. I'm falling for this car. I'm falling in love with it. I really, really need to go out and try a Gallardo and see if I like it as much as the Superleggera, because this is just outrageous. This is so much fun. Oh my gosh. It's got a ton of transmission noise, ton of road noise. Just bouncing all over the place. Totally almost caught air there. Oh, it's fun. Yeah, going through a small town. Gotta behave in these little towns. Leaving the small town, time to misbehave. Okay, so we've been driving for, I'm gonna say 30-ish minutes, maybe 45 minutes. One thing I'm starting to notice now is, so the dead pedal is kind of scooched in to the right quite a bit, more so than in the 430, 458 for sure. So it's kind of putting like, you kind of have to twist your leg inwards a little bit. And so it's kind of putting like a sideways pressure on my knee. So it's interesting is my left knee is starting to get just a tiny bit sore. It's not like it's uncomfortable yet, but it just, I'm starting to notice that's like I gotta move my knee around a little bit, move my leg around a little bit just to wake it up and stretch it out a bit. And of course, this cabin's so small, you don't really have a whole lot of room to stretch out. And also, I can tell you that now that we're this far in, the heavy steering gets to become a chore. These are all just minor things that I'm noticing. I'm trying to nitpick it, right? I'm trying to intentionally be a harsh critic just to kind of give you an idea of what it is about this car that, you know, makes it so it's not as comfortable. So these aren't things that necessarily are like, oh my God, I don't want the car. It's just, I'm nitpicking it. Oh, we caught some traffic. Oh, they're turning. Yes. Best Jeremy Clarkson. Yes.
Yes.
By the way, it's super windy today, like 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So it's like blowing us all over the road. It's kind of makes it a little extra challenging. It's fun. Makes you work a little bit harder. Yep, no one coming. Time to go. This thing accelerates really hard. One thing I noticed is the downshift paddle, I don't know if the button that actually does the shift is closer to the paddle or something, but it's hypersensitive. Like if you just barely nudge the paddle, it's like downshift. I've done that a few times where I actually like go to downshift and I tap it twice by accident and it downshifts 2 gears. I'm like, whoa! Not too bad of a railroad track there. A solid hour in now or so. Definitely feeling my knee. Yeah, that left knee, just because of the weird angle it's putting my leg at, it just kind of, there's not a real good way to rest my knee. Good news is my butt feels fine, my back feels fine. My hands are a little sore because of the, just how hard you gotta grip the steering wheel because it, you know, it is tight steering and today we're fighting the wind so much, so you're really having to work the car. Some railroad tracks. Just gotta take these slow. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're in a tiny town called Smithville. I'm looking forward to that exhaust. I really want to have a nice loud exhaust in this. If it's trying to be race car, let's go full bore race car. Let's not like kid around.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
So I've been playing a bit, keeping it in higher gears. It's a little bit cool today. It's only 53 degrees right now. And so far, all the temp gauges, everything has just been perfect. No temps are going high. Everything's happy. The car's doing great. It is enjoying this, stretching its legs, getting some good miles in it. It's happy right now. This does not seem to have any sort of cooling problems. It seems to be taking us on very nicely. This traction control light was kicking on right there. We were skating around a bit. That was fun. You definitely feel every little bump. Oh. Felt that one in my spine. Okay, we're about 3/4 of the way through the drive. My back feels fine. My butt feels fine. I mean, the seat's actually pretty comfortable. I mean, it hugs you, but it's pretty comfortable. Like I said, the one thing that's bothering me a little bit is just my knee, just because of the angle. Everything else is pretty comfortable. I'm holding up pretty good. I'm also intentionally not playing any music or radio or whatever, purely because I wanted to kind of prove that point that like people are always like, oh, listen to the engine, you know? That was a fun one. I remember this road from last time we did this route and it's rough, very rough. So another weird thing I'm noticing is because the windshield is so raked back, the sunlight is coming in right into my legs and my legs are hot as hell, even though it's actually pretty cold out today. So I would suggest if you have a Gallardo, you probably want to put like a UV block on the front windshield. That's got to be beating the hell out of the dashboard. But I mean, just for your own comfort, man, my legs are, like, I'm almost sweating, even though the rest of me is cold, just because of the sunlight coming through. Yeah, this road's bumpy as hell. bunch of cows out here. Maybe some bulls. Wonder if they're raging. Almost off the Chattery Road. That road was not pleasant. See anyone? Okay. Jesus. That sound does not get old. I feel like this is a loud enough road noise that when you get to wherever you're going, if you're doing a long drive like this, that you're gonna have like ringing in your ears. Getting out of it's gonna be like, oh, alleviate the pressure. And of course, every time you hit any sort of bump, you hear that in the road. If you drive over a rock, you hear it kick up into the fenders. It is a raw car. All right, we're almost there, only like 5 more minutes. My ass is holding up good. Hands are a little tired. Knee is feeling pretty okay. Just, like I said, I just gotta stretch it every few minutes and then it feels a lot better. Ears are fine. We survived. Hopefully we survived. It sure seems like we're gonna survive. I'm gonna get out of the car. I'm not gonna be as comfortable and as like, I'm gonna be a little bit sore compared to like getting out of the 458. It's just, there's no way it rides as good as the 458. Certainly worse than the regular 430. Maybe even worse than the Scuderia. That's not ridiculous. It's not terrible. It's tolerable. It would not be so good for anyone who's like not fitting in these seats pretty well. Like if you're a big guy, that might suck.
That's a huge bitch.
A lot. And certainly if you're like over 6 foot and your head's touching the ceiling, that's gonna suck. I'm only 5'9". I fit in this thing very nicely. I'm very comfortable. And I'm having a hell of a good time. So I guess the lesson here is everyone needs to get out and just drive more, even if it's uncomfortable. Just do it. Put some miles on your car. Well over 100 miles on this thing today. I've enjoyed all of it. It's been fun. The best part is we're just grabbing lunch and then we're gonna go home and do it again. All right. We're at our destination. All right, well, people are leaving and someone actually drove an F40 today. So kudos on them, actually putting some miles on a car. So I wanted to show you that before they leave. It's pretty epic. Yeah. Good on them for driving it. Hell yes. It's even got some paint chips, so they drive it a decent amount. This is a proper use of an F40. Love it. It's even dirty. So awesome. Well done. God, I love that car.
Came out of 22 months rehab.
Oh man.
Everything you can think of was redone.
Did it for you.
Really?
Paris at the H&S.
Jeez. Are those, did they do like a hydro dip?
No, this is just...
Okay.
This is the owner before me did this
I was
bullshit.
to say, like, they didn't have any exposed carbon like that in the engine bay.
No. No.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and they have to get it just right. God, love it.
Now the hatches. Yeah.
So awesome.
Flying open while we drive away.
Oop, that didn't go.
I don't know
Oh,
why.
it's probably like a... Oh, there it goes. Wow.
So, the one thing I wanted to show you is any car that has... So, you see in the front, and you see in there the fire extinguishers?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got another 2 in there.
Holy cow!
There,
No
there.
way.
And that does the interior and the engine bay.
No way.
And then those are handheld.
So you added those?
They were added by the previous guy, and they were Halon. And then I tried to fill them, and it was nasty, corrosive stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
we removed the whole system. But, it was already there, so why not? So we replaced it with these new ones.
That's awesome.
And they're pretty good.
Does it go off automatically if there's a fire, or you have to do
No,
something?
I've got a whole
You gotta push a
bunch.
button.
I got it. The
What
whole
happened?
thing
It
is
broke?
back there.
Broke. It broke? Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely broke.
I've actually
So
breathed
it-
in Halon before.
Well, Halon can harm you and the paint and the other things.
So if there's a fire, you push a button and it automatically will start.
Yeah, I actually have a new company. We're gonna start selling their fire extinguisher. It's a
Nice.
little ball,
Oh, really?
and you just throw it
Throw it in
You throw it in the fire, and
I
it
love
blows
that.
up and it puts out the
Who is
fire.
it?
I'll buy that.
I don't remember the name
How about that other thing you sent, the stick? I got that stick.
Yeah, well, the stick's good. The Element fire extinguisher, that one's good. Because it won't harm anything.
Yeah.
It just spits out a gas.
Let it burn a little bit.
Whoa, that caught on fire fast.
Yeah, paper
Ready?
burns quickly.
Wow.
When you see this great Italian workmanship,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. They spent years, and you know they needed to waterproof this. They spray painted it with rubber paint.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Same thing on the other side.
Oh, you're kidding me.
That's the light mechanism.
That's funny.
You know, this thing is so simple.
Do you see what holds this forward? It's just 2 strings.
Yeah.
When it was up, it was 2 strings that literally just hold it in place.
Little guy wires.
That's hilarious. Oh, I love it. Oh, wow.
So I can have those.
Oh, yeah.
That's a brand new system. This is straight out of.
That is really cool.
Race. If you're into racing, that's straight out of a regular race magazine. And then those 2 buttons there.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Luckily, because the first thing that anybody wants to do is press the red button, you know.
Oh, God.
So luckily, I have to arm it.
Good. Like, can I sit in here? Yeah, don't push that button, please.
I gotta push the button.
Oh, it looks so tempting.
Oh, some little kid in the car show.
Hey, you gotta push the button.
Dude, did I tell you the kid one time sat in my 430 and then locked the doors?
No way.
And then he freaked out and like the keys
that's
were in it
scary.
because it was running.
No shit.
And so he's freaking out. He's like, ah! And I'm like, calm down. I'm like, just push that button right there. He's like, ah! And I'm like, push that button. And finally he pushes it and we're like, okay, let's get him out of there.
That's Dan's camera. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, jeez. Does not get old. Oh no! No, he gave us a little bit, but that, it scraped. That was brutal. That was brutal hearing that. Well, he drives it. Good for you. Thank God. Every time you get to see one actually driven, it just smiles, man. All right, so we decided just to get home as quickly as possible, so we're taking the highway. Oh, and it is windy. We are blowing all over the place. So now we are heading straight into the wind. This is a very nice, smooth highway. Funny Google, it actually was behind us. And so we've just been cruising and it's very pleasant. As long as you're not getting beat up on the road, it's actually completely tolerable. The one downside is you still got tons of road noise. So again, I've been trying to do it without listening to any music, and yeah, it's kind of mind-numbing. Ride home, pretty uneventful, just kind of whatever, driving along. This Mercedes that's passing me has been on my ass forever. It's like, what do you want me to do, dude? We're in traffic. Cool story, bro. Go faster. Go get those cops for us. Well, YouTube total seat time was about 5-ish hours today because I had to drive quite a ways to the meetup point and quite a ways back home. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, I'm not sore. I'm a little bit like, because of the noise. It's kind of like when I had the 458 before I got valves, it was so loud that anytime you drove it for more than a few hours, you just kind of felt this like pressure and ringing in your ears. It's kind of almost that loud just because the road noise is just persistent. But other than that, it wasn't terrible. There was definitely a few moments where you're like, oh man, that kind of was rough. I had a blast. It was fun. The car did great. It is a riot. Absolute riot. We will obviously be doing more stuff on this. I kind of wanted to get that in and get a good drive in before we change out the clutch. So we're going to be doing that next. Change out the clutch, change out the exhaust, and a few other small minor things. That's gonna probably do it for this car, and then off it goes to its new owner. So short of time with it. It's kind of sad. We may have some other cars. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. You're gonna want to stay tuned. Trust me, we got something interesting up our sleeve. Please like, share, and subscribe. That does support us. We do appreciate when you guys do that. And of course, go visit normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for your car, including exhausts and other things that modify your car and make it more badass. We appreciate when you guys support us tremendously, so thank you so much. But that's gonna do it for this video. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna be doing a lot of cool car stuff, so you're gonna want to stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.